that a top two?
Trash. I mean, there's always some sort of a concept, but there's never any good execution. And I feel like she just has poor taste. Like her taste level is just not very good.
Robotic for a second. I was like, not a song.
Wild.
I forgot what I was saying, but all I remember was Beyonce being professional, and the Bible dropped. I went,
Crazy. I mean, we started the show and my laptop just died or something happened. Technology happened. I don't know anything about technology.
girl,
You were telling me about your dream that you were booked on the Beyonce Renaissance World Tour.
yes, I was like booked, and then it was funny because it felt so real. And then I'm like in the raptures during one of the performances. Beyonce's pulling through a fucking thing, flying through the sky of the stadium, and I'm talking to the dancers like, "Oh, where's our costumes at?" They were like, "Oh, you ain't get one." I said, "Excuse me,"
Oh,
and they were like,
not them
"Yeah."
shading you.
Yes, and I'm like, "Excuse me," and then like, funny enough, all the other dancers, the nicer ones, I guess, were like, "No, yours is over here." Like they're trying you. I was like, "Oh, wait till the store's up, bitch." Oh
That's
my god.
crazy though.
Yeah, it was,
I am very excited for her tour. I will be there, front and center, Club Renaissance. So,
yeah, with these shades on.
yeah, yeah, maybe. To be honest, I probably won't wear these because I can't really see well through these. These are just for fashion.
Yeah.
I need proper spectacles
proper,
to see
not the
things
proper reading
clearly.
glasses.
Yeah, because I cannot see anything without them. It's the world's a blur. So I want to see every detail. So I'm gonna, unless I can go and get prescription in something really cute before.
That would be cute. Funny enough,
Yeah.
huh, if I was to go, I'll put on my Mugler. Mugler. Wait, question. Is it Mugler or is it Mugler?
When was it ever Mugler?
Thank you. All right. I just wanted to make it a point to mention that because everybody and their mother, I've been having arguments left and right, like, it's Mugler. I'm like, bitch,
Mugler.
what you have is Mugler. What I have is Mugler. Like,
Yeah, I've never heard that before. So I guess I'm behind on that debate.
I don't know. This is some
But
people.
interesting discourse, Mugler.
All right.
Okay, that's wild. But I don't know what is the origin of Mugler? Is it like a French word? I don't
It's
know.
Italian.
It's Italian. Okay.
It's Italian, and it's funny because I'm like, well, I guess I don't know. Just raised over here in Harlem, everybody just says Mugler, and I'm like, am I bugging?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a Harlem thing.
Maybe no, baby, it's a New York thing
Makes sense.
because there are other people
Because
saying this.
you guys talk a little different over there in Harlem. Let me just say.
I know you're not talking. Okay, eh?
Eh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you: have you been watching season 8 of All Stars?
Absolutely, positively no. No, I'm
I
just.
know you're lying,
No,
but
I've been very displeased with this season, except for the
you
drama.
know, this season I feel like is a perfect time for them to reevaluate the producers to reevaluate where they want to see the All Stars leg of the franchise continue to go and
Right.
reevaluate casting because the moment they drop the cast, I haven't been online really talking about anything, but I've had a lot of opinions. And a lot of them have not been positive. One of the reasons why I haven't been really giving my opinions online because I'm like, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. And I didn't have a lot of nice things to say, to be honest. When I saw the cast, I thought, okay, there are 2, maybe 3 people that I would have casted. Everybody else I would
Really?
have reevaluated and probably staggered them out in different seasons. I thought Jessica Wilde was a good one. I thought Jimbo was a good one. I thought Candy Muse was a good one. And that was where the
So
buck
you think this is
stopped.
your top three?
Huh?
So you're saying this is your top three?
They were the only ones I would have originally casted on this show. So yeah, put them in the top three.
Okay. Funny.
Everybody else, I would have like maybe put two of them on an All Stars 9, on another two on All Stars 12, like stagger them, but not all of them together in one place. It's kind of like
I like
interesting.
I like Lala on this season, and I am living to have Alexis on this season. I am sorry. I'm living for the drama with Alexis because I'm getting so many memes from this season alone from her.
You see, Alexis feels so okay. Unfiltered opinions here today. Alexis feels so disingenuous with everything she does. Every word that comes out of her mouth, it just does not feel real, and I cannot get into it. It's like the worst of Jan. I cannot get into her at all. I am not enjoying her on the season. I am so sorry.
She's as fake as press on nails. That's why. That's exactly what it is. Especially with the whole Heidi drama. Like, that pissed me off.
Oh, I forgot Heidi was even on here. Okay, yeah, Heidi.
She pissed me off.
I didn't like that she left, but I understand it was for mental health reasons. And I think it might be uncouth to question those reasons, so I won't question them.
Right.
But I feel like this is kind of one of the only reality competition shows where we have so many issues with cast. You look at Survivor, you look at Amazing Race, and
Don't get me started with those shows.
like Big Brother, all of these shows, they go through a lot more than what these drag queens go through. Take it however you want. If you disagree with me, that's your opinion. This is my opinion. They go through a lot more than what these queens go through. These queens are put up in hotels. They are, sitting around eating lunch. They go and they film in the workroom. Producers coach them into having little conversations, and they try to show off their personalities to build a brand and to gain fans. They get their outfits shown. If you didn't do good this week, you go home, and that's the way it works. When you think of other shows like Survivor, where you're sent out into the middle of nowhere to starve and to fend for yourself and deal with mind games for 38 days in the sun, the rain, the cold, everything. Big Brother, where you're literally locked up. So it's not as big of a pressure cooker as they like to say Drag Race is, because Drag Race, there is a break. You get to go into your hotel room by yourself and recoup and gather yourself. On these other shows, there's no space away from anyone. You have to be with strangers 24/7.
You're in constant game mode. Like
constant. And then cameras are on you 24/7. If you say something crazy, that's out there for the world to see. Producers are using it, and you cannot blame it on the edit the way drag queens love to blame it on the edit.
Girl, trust me.
There's a sense of entitlement I'm so
edited.
tired of. I'm so tired of it.
No, I understand. It's so funny. Like with this particular season, I feel like a lot. I don't know. It's clear to me, at least, that I believe Jimbo's gonna win this season. But
yes, she should. No one else deserves it, in my opinion.
At the same time, she can't win a lip sync, and I personally love Jimbo.
I put into evidence exhibit number Trixie?
Girl, you're right. But with that being said, I am rooting for Jessica. Jessica has been it for me this season. I don't know. Something about Jessica just been like something about this season. Two girls. They've been bringing it. Well, All Stars, Tati, Kylie, but we don't have to get into that. And Jessica.
I was just about to say, because as unpopular opinion again. Okay, y'all be seeing all up in here with the reflection on this. Get out
girl, they about to be so nosy.
All up in my
like this, they must be in the camera like, ooh.
Let me look into your eyes and tell you my opinions. Tatiana had a really good showing on her season of All Stars. She's a season 2 girl. I love that. Morgan McMichaels did not have a great showing on hers, and I understand why. Morgan McMichaels. She was on
Oh
season
yeah.
2, right? And I think the reason why she didn't do well on All Stars is because she's not a good drag race competitor. Morgan is a good bar queen, and that's not a disrespect
Bar
or rude.
queen. Bar queen.
Shout out to Willem. Um,
Yes.
it's not to disrespect her. It's just to say that she is a really good entertainer and she knows how to put on a show on a certain scale. I've never seen her put on a show on a grand scale, so I can't speak on that. But as like a queen, scheduling and bringing a show together with other queens and blah blah blah, like she's good and she does a really good show. As far as Sonique goes, Miss Love, I don't think it's a secret that I didn't think she was the best on her season that she won.
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
don't think, I feel like I've said that on here before, but nevertheless, she won, and I'm happy for her. But I don't think she was the best that season. A lot of seasons people win, and I don't think they were the best on that specific season. And
Like
as far as
season
just
14.
who won season 14?
Willow.
You see, the thing is with that season, because it was so long, at a certain point, everyone just became trash. And it was just like, whoever is the best of whatever is left, give it to any one of them. I could care less. Because it went on so long that everyone, you could see the fatigue, you could see the standard were dropping. Angeria was slipping so hard, and she was doing well. I feel like if that season ended 4 episodes earlier, as it should have, Angeria would have probably won, and it would have made sense.
Yeah, I understand that. My whole thing is like Drag Race is just too much for me now. Like, and I've been talking to like my friend Andres about it. Shout out to you, Andres. I know if you're listening.
Oh, we're giving shout outs now? Run me a check, Andres.
Run me my money. No, yeah, but shout out to Andres. Like we've been talking about it, and like Drag Race to us has become so like predictable and almost boring in a way. Like with season 15, it was kind of obvious Sasha was gonna win. You know what I mean? And now with this season, it's kind of clear like Jimbo is the front runner, even though she's like, been ahead at the beginning. They're not even gonna put her in the bottom. Like, and I feel like she should have had a bottom
Because
in the last.
we talk.
So,
Okay. 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 Opinions are being shared today.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, we talked about this together. You thought Jimbo should have been in the bottom for the Rusical. I thought she shouldn't have been. And I'm just going to. We know your reason, and I think a lot of people on the internet kind of agreed with you. But my thing is, if we're looking at a Rusical where everyone is pretty even keel, as far as they're singing, they're lip syncing, and doing whatever choreography they were given, it was pretty even across the board. And I thought the bottom 3 that week was Jimbo, and this is not in order, but it was Jimbo, James, and Kahana. And the reason I gave Kahana a bottom is because I could see the moment I started watching her perform, I felt like the moves were hitting, but the face didn't give. And when I say the face didn't give, she's a beautiful queen. That's not what I mean.
Well, I mean, it's because she injected so many things into her face, it can't move, honey.
Well, that's not my problem. As a viewer, I feel like it's a part of entertaining me as well. It's like if you see a lip sync in a bar and the queen is kicking and doing all the things, and their face is deadpan, or they are barely lip syncing, or the face is just not giving me the excitement the body is, then you failed as an entertainer, because now I'm not entertained. You're giving me half of a show. And that's what I felt from her. And then, so put those 3 in the bottom, but there's only 2 bottom spots when you have to take into consideration the runways. And the runways, Jimbo's runway was really good. I enjoyed it. And
It was
I
different.
felt like
it was completely different for Jimbo. Like,
right, it was different for her, and I think it was a really good runway. And I felt like James has never given me a good runway on this season. I've never liked any of them that much. And
you know who's like the
Kahana,
runway?
who?
Darian Lake. Even though she's been eliminated, Darian, baby, you have my vote for the Fame Games, okay? Like, eating.
Yeah, she has been doing good. Quick mention, since you brought up the Fame game. Miss Pork Chop, the one who went home first, should never have been casted. Was not ready to come back on TV. Was not ready
Monica.
to be seen because everything that she was giving look wise was not great. Was There was no sense of direction, there was no sense of style or personality. And then when we did get her actual personality on the show for the one episode, there was none. It was the same person that we saw 10 years ago. No growth. Literally, it was like, whoa, a whole physical transformation into what you always wanted to become, but mentally, you're nowhere farther than you were before. Wild.
I mean, somebody has
That's
to go home first.
yeah.
Someone has to go home first. Like, sorry about it. But
I feel like I'm giving a lot more Drag Race feed things. I'm talking a lot about this show that I haven't talked about in a while, and oh god, y'all be kind to me or not. Rip me apart. I don't care. It's okay.
no, child, these are our honest opinions. Like, you can agree and disagree. It's that simple. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fake the fun for nothing. But I will say this with the musical episode, I feel like Lala should have won that. Point blank and period. Let's go,
because
Joan.
Lala's
like
episode,
that was sick.
okay. It was so good. Lala and Candy were the two. Actually, Alexis should have won.
Alexis did eat that.
I thought she had some of the most demanding choreography. That hoedown number, I was like, oh.
And the verse.
Oh, you're doing this. You're really doing this, Alexis. Like, it was good. She looked good. And then her runway, which was...
Oh, baby, that cake. It was thick.
It was good.
It was... Alexis.
So I thought she should have won. I would have given it to Lala if Lala had a better runway. But Lala's runways are all a chop, so...
So technically, do we count this last episode with the bootleg? You know, Miss Bootleg, is that a chop?
Trash. I mean, there's always some sort of a concept, but there's never any good execution. And I feel like she just has poor taste. Like, her taste level is just not very good. And that's where it is with her. Huh? But anyways, that's on that. I thought, I think everything's happening the way it's supposed to happen at this point. They just need to reevaluate the direction they want to go with All Stars and their casting decisions. I'm so tired. This week, RuPaul had to come into the workroom and say, Kahana, stop acting like an idiot. This is the biggest stage you're ever going to get as a drag queen in the world.
Oh my God. When Ru walked in and gathered them.
I'm like... Does RuPaul have to remind you of this? Did you not understand why you came here? Why you spent the money on your costumes to come here? You think it's just to be on TV for shits and giggles?
Yeah.
There's millions of people watching you that you can convert into fans to build a brand, and then we can support you in different ways so you can have a career and keep the mortgage on your house. And you're out here talking about another acting challenge. I'm over it. I'm going home. I would have said go home, and you're not getting a job at Drag Race Live either. Like,
yeah,
these people
especially
piss
like
me off.
you're
So
working on Drag Race Live in Vegas is crazy to me. Like, that's like, you know, like it's sad that RuPaul had to come in and make it a point to be like,
yeah.
So Oya complaining, Alexis, you crying every 2 damn seconds. You, Kahana, you want to leave because there's another acting challenge and you're not trying to apply it.
Alexis should go next.
Which I will say, she had me laughing. Like, she did genuinely like make me laugh. Where is the body? Akira is the body.
It was it was okay. It was good.
But my takeaway, sidetracked. My takeaway will always be Jessica. Yeah, her ETB card.
She was my favorite. I rathered her a little bit more over Lala, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges, grapes and strawberries.
Fact.
It's all fruit.
I'm actually happy that, like, the season's been, like, the challenges are good to me. Like, these are really, really good challenges. Maybe you're right, the casting is the problem. Because let's say we had, like, an All-Stars 2 cast with these challenges.
It would have been amazing.
Maybe.
I mean, All Stars 2 was amazing in its own, so.
It was. Ooh, child.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But anyways, I want to like jump off of this Drag Race thing a bit because they have work to do. Until they hire me to fix their problems, I'll continue
I
to
wish they
critique them.
hired you as like the pit stop guy for Canada.
I don't think they can. I don't know. I don't think that's something they want to do. Pit stop for Canada. I don't think
Well,
that's
what you want to do is not necessarily what you're gonna do.
Oh my god. So, this past week has been a little crazy when it comes to Drag Race Queens. You have Heidi left and Kahana stayed, but yet the beef still lingered into today when this was like a year ago they filmed. I was so confused that the two of them were still fighting online, calling each other halitosis breath.
What?
And
you're like,
are you joking? Are you joking? Did you not know?
No, I swear, halitosis go crazy. Wait, what's the Tagaga, bitch? Because what's happening?
No, you're joking. Am I really gonna have to? Am I breaking the tea to you for real?
Yes. What is the Tagaga, girl? I did not know.
I thought you knew. I thought you knew.
No, okay, I heard that there was beef, but I didn't know like bitches calling each other halitosis.
Like, it's a little crazy. It's a little much. I saw a tweet from. I keep blanking when their names come up from Heidi. I'm gonna just call them pet names. Whatever comes to my mind. I saw a tweet from The Gap, and it was basically saying that the body was, fake or whatever, and then the body commented underneath the tweet, and she was like, "Halitosis breath, blah blah blah. You're in debt, or you don't have a good credit score. I have a house in Vegas. Get on my level." And I was like, interesting. Then,
this was like joking shade. This is like real.
No,
drama.
This is not. When I read it, I was like, this does not seem like satire to me. This does not seem like it's a bit. This feels real. And then underneath, The Gap was like, well, if I took a poop in the parking lot, it got more press than you. And sure, if I lived in Vegas, I could buy a house too because it's cheap there, which is true. Vegas, you got $50,000, you can get a house in Vegas. So I was like, I don't understand why we're fighting. I do not understand why we're fighting. And then the body was like, or the showgirl, I should call her. She did a whole live. I didn't call her tired, but anyways, she did a whole live. Yeah. She did a live, and she was like very emotional and saying, if y'all want me to be that girl or mean or whatever, I'm gonna be. And then she changed her profile picture to like a devil. And I was like, this whole fight seems so ridiculous. And then I'm hearing, I didn't see this for a fact, but someone told me that Heidi is posting, or she has posted a video on her Patreon with Kahana and somebody else, maybe Alexis, I believe. And so maybe they squashed the beef. I don't know, but I'm like, I'm not subscribing to Heidi's Patreon right now. So I'm going to have to wait till it comes out on YouTube.
This drama, okay, first and foremost, why is it that deep, right? Like you stated, this was recorded a year ago. So I don't understand now that it's being aired why there's so much drama over, like, if you already had y'all conversation, why are y'all trying to like make it bigger than what it was or what it's like? Why are your feelings hurt? And to be quite honest, Kahana seems very sensitive, like
a little too sensitive for me.
Yeah, like maybe she wasn't mentally prepared to come onto this season. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't handle Heidi throwing shit at you in the snatch game, then maybe you can handle the pressures of the rest of the competition.
Right. At one point I felt like they were just doing this for publicity because no one's checking for either of them. I'm sorry, I'm not. So maybe they're just doing this to drum up something. I don't know. But it was weird. I just felt like this was very unnecessary. Could have done without it. But then when the whole Heidi Patreon thing was coming out, I was like, is this all for
this reminds me of
drama?
Yeah, this reminds me of when Tamisha did her thing back in season 13, and
And
after
she had the
her,
Tamisha Iman TV. Yeah, I
yes,
know.
it's like it's giving very much that of like season
I paid
13.
for it. Still haven't seen anything, but
Oh, listen, Tamisha Iman
anyway.
is coming for you. That's all I can say. Because
So
this these girls, these
it's it's like from one drama to the next because we see that happen, then we jump over to Twitter like a day after, and you see a post saying that all these black drag queens have white partners and it's a little weird. And then I looked at all the pictures, I read all of the things, and to be honest, it was a little half baked. No, I'm saying that because when I read all the things on the thread and I looked at all the pictures, I realized that a lot of the pictures and videos correlating to whatever the tweet was didn't really make a lot of sense. It didn't have anything to do with anything. You were just throwing statements out there. If you really wanted to have a conversation, you could have structured it differently and come with actual facts and better researched things than just throwing a bunch of pictures and videos together to be salacious and to gather
right.
or garner a lot of attention. That's what it felt like. It felt like someone was trolling. But a lot of the queens saw, and I would have never seen this if the queens did not reply to it and retweet it. If these queens did not pay attention to it and do all of what they were doing, I would have not even noticed that what was going on because I don't follow this person. Bob, like a day later, did a whole Twitter circle live thing.
Like Twitter space.
I woke up 7 o'clock in the morning and I went on Twitter just to scroll and I saw this and I jumped on and I was like, oh.
Not us both being in the same Twitter space, listening to the drama without realizing it. Like it was so intense. Like
I saw two of our subscribers there. I saw Asia and somebody else. I was like, okay, I'm not the only messy one looking into these people's business.
All right, girl, I think we all were in there early, bright in the morning, getting ready for work. But like listening to the Twitter space, granted, let's start with the tweet. The tweet itself, I understand how people feel about, these, African American drag queens dating white men. Like, and Bob was taking it so personal, like, this is an attack. Like, I'm paraphrasing here, but like, was very on like high defense of like, it's wrong and stuff. And then the person who made the tweet or just talked about it was like, that's not the point of, you're missing the context behind what we're
I don't think the person who made the tweet was in there. There were just other people speaking about it. The person who did the tweet was not in there.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think I logged off when Peppermint came on because, and it's no shade to Peppermint, but she has 2 talking points and I was like, I heard them already. Move on. And I was like, it felt like so repetitive. I was like, oh my God, I have to leave because it's going on long and it's nothing's happening.
Right.
I feel like, as you're correct, Bob was very defensive and they felt upset about people being like Peppermint was shown on the thread, but she was standing next to a friend and not a partner, and she's trans, and yet the person maybe misgendered them. And then Bob was shown with 2 partners. One is white, Jewish, and the other one is of Mexican descent. I don't know if they're a white person that's from Mexico,
but they're
or
white,
they're a Latina. I don't know what they are, so I'm just like covering my bases and all of these things. So I get that, and Bob is not dating one of them anymore, so I get those little things and blah blah blah. But at the same time, I feel like the conversation should have been what the conversation has always been. Why is it that it seems like whenever a black person becomes successful, or whether they're queer or not, they end up dating someone that is white? And it's not that they end up dating or being in a relationship with someone that is the same black as them, or someone that's another minority. It's mostly someone that's white. They don't go with another minority or another black person, but a white person.
Right.
I think they could have touched more on that and be like, if they had said, I feel like this person was trying to be shady and do something really bad with this tweet, but we're gonna take it and we're gonna kind of lead the conversation where I feel like it would be more sensible in a way or more productive. They just went in circles saying why the person's tweet was harmful. We get it. It was bad. I don't think anyone thought that tweet was a good tweet. The people who liked it, weird. The people who retweeted it and all that, y'all are weird too, including the queens that wanted to reply to it and go up under the comments.
Yeah,
y'all
they were
weird.
like a whole bunch of them snapping left and right like clockwork.
Yeah. I'm like, if you give this attention, you're making it a thing. You are making it a thing. But yeah.
Bob really brought it to light. Like the other queens took it as like for shits and giggles, like Lux and stuff. Like, okay, it's whatever. They weren't that bothered, but Bob was really bothered by the tweet. And it's like it's just a whole bunch to break down. But
it's a lot. And then from that little thing, the Vixen came in the chat because she was mentioned in the thread, and she was like, I told y'all about these two queens a long time ago, meaning Bob and Monet. And then Bob did a whole other thing where she's like, the Vixen hop off my DICK, and then Monet did another Monet did another thing where she's like, the Vixen leave me alone, blah blah blah. I was like, not them fighting again. I thought they were over this. I thought this was done. I really thought it was over.
They be for me is gonna be forever.
It's giving that. It's like they will never get over this hump. The Vixen and Bob and Monet.
The fracking.
Yeah. So yeah, a very full week of drag, race, fandom, content, and drama. It was a little overwhelming at a certain point. I was like, I don't need any more fights from drag queens on or off the show. Like, can we just take a break? Take a break.
Yes, we all need to take a break, baby. I need a break because what? Like, I'm sick of everything.
Yeah, I get it. It starts to feel a little overwhelming, and I feel like I would love for the conversation about, like, with the successful black people dating white people a lot. A lot of people have a lot of different thoughts on it. There's people that would say, oh, it's hard for for the gay aspect of it, not just successful black people, but for drag queens specifically. When you're a feminine black person, it's hard to date another black person that has that thing that they want, masculine guys, blah blah blah. There's a whole conversation about it.
Yes, we've talked a while ago about like what that's like, even from through our experiences too. You know what I mean? Like when I was dating apps, like, you know, not on any anymore. I stopped that long time ago, child.
I'm happy for you. I mean, I feel like those apps are toxic. So I don't want you to be in toxic situations and environments.
Oh, trust me. I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need it. Like,
yeah, you look nice.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to be in better spirits and be happy. And you look stunning per usual, Miss Pink Panther.
Thank you. You know, today's Father's Day, and I did not get one Father's Day call, so I'm disowning all of my kids today.
Maybe I'm happy I'm homosexual because all the kids that would be running around if I was straight. What?
I'm sorry.
I'll be happy.
You're a homosexual?
Homosexual?
You're homosexual?
Homosexual. Yes, I am a homo. I'm a homo sapien. I am.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, thank you. I'm done. Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
It was nice talking to you, Daddy.
Yes, it was nice talking to you too, Michael. You know. Oh.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
I love you, girl. Love you too. Mwah.
Hey, beautiful humans. You've made it this far in this video. Why not subscribe to my Patreon? You can sign up for exclusive content I don't post on YouTube, or support me making content for this channel. Speaking of, why don't you watch another video?